Mark Live at Redwolf Airsoft, and in this video I'll be talking to you about the Tokyo Marui XDM.40. Now, to the airsoft world, this is of course an entirely new pistol, as its modern design incorporates features from many other different models and styles. I can best compare it to other existing models. Of course, as a Tokyo Marui, it's plastic on plastic. In terms of overall look, the bottom feels somewhat like a Model 17 with a lot of grip texture on it, whereas the top, it's slightly longer than a Model 17, and generally it feels a little bit more like a Model 17 flavored SIG. It has a trigger safety just like Model 17s. However, it has a backstrap safety just like 1911s. Its magazine release position is fairly traditional for modern pistols, except that the push button type is actually slightly raised, which makes it very comfortable to push, and it's ambidextrous as it's available on both sides. The ergonomics are simple but highly effective. The grip texture, of course, is very pronounced and is present all the way around the grip and on the front of the trigger guard, meaning it's almost impossible to drop. It's also got these ergonomic grooves on both sides, which are good both for the thumb and the index finger on the other side, whichever way you hold it. Jumping on the bandwagon with many other modern pistol designs, the back strap plate is removable and it comes with two more included with this product. That means people with smaller hands might want to switch to the smaller grip, those with larger hands can switch to the larger one, and the default back strap on it at the moment, which is the medium-sized one, puts it in around about the same range as a Model 17. Just like the Marui Model 17, it emulates the real Model 17 by having no external safety. But like the Marui design, it uses the little plate here as a redundant hidden safety, just for safe transport and storage. On the real weapon, this is a chamber-loaded indicator, the little piece of metal there. The idea is it normally lies flat when it's not loaded, then when you cycle it with the round inside, it tips up. Of course, we don't have rounds big enough to trip this in airsoft, so it's just permanently affixed in the loaded position anyway. On the back, much like the P99, it has a striker indicator. Normally it lies flat, but when the striker is cocked, it sits slightly proud, so you can both see and feel that the striker is clicked back. Then of course when you shoot it, it goes back down again. The slide release is present here on the left. It's very similar to a Model 17, except it's a bit closer to the hand, which makes it a lot easier to use. This also sits a lot prouder than the Model 17, which means it's much easier to use. The ease of removal and the fact that this is self-retaining means that it's very easy to remove the slide, which is important because just like a Marui 17, the hop-up dial is accessible on the inside, just here. So in terms of actually using it, it handles almost just like a Model 17 if you ignore the backstrap there. It has this little rail built on the front so you can incorporate lasers and flashlights, which is a nice touch. Its grip angle, though, is almost the same as the Model 17, so those switching from that platform will be comfortable with it, with the exception of the fact that this is an ever so slightly larger pistol, so it might be more comfortable for most. Borrowing a Model 17 here for comparison, as you can see, the XD is very similar in size. It's just ever so slightly larger. Also here is more pronounced, you can see the difference. The trigger guard on the XD is much larger, and the trigger radius, the distance to the back of the pistol grip, is much shorter. So it's more comfortable, and it creates more space for your finger, which means it's easier to grab in a hurry. Placing the grips at the same height, you can see more obviously here that the XDM has a higher barrel axis. Now, this is a mixed bag of pros and cons. In the real gun world, it detracts from accuracy. Because the slide action of the pistol is further away from the hand, you will experience more muzzle flip. In airsoft, that's less of a problem, but still a slight factor. More importantly, the higher barrel axis means that when you're shooting it, and you'll get used to it once you can feel the position of your pistol, the shooting is taking place further away from your hand, but more easily behind your eye, which means, in theory at least, with practice, you should be able to more easily get the barrel on target behind your eye, rather than feeling it with your hand. Similar in size and type to the Model 17, but not cross-compatible, this magazine is not a 9mm type, but a 40 Smith & Wesson type. That means in airsoft terms it's actually the same size, it's just ever so slightly different, so it's not cross-compatible with the Model 17. It's for the XDM. Tokyo Marui XDM.40 using duster gas and 0.2 gram pellets. And that about wraps up the essentials. So, the Tokyo Marui XDM.40. This and many other fantastic products available from our website at www.redwolfairsoft.com.
And do subscribe to our channel today so you can stay up to date on our latest videos and newest products.